Hey everybody, my name is Jeremiah Craig and I am back at Al's Bootery and Repair Shop. I'm so excited to be back here at this store. I've done so many videos here in the past, and back through Billings, this was a must stop. And I'm in their downstairs area this time looking at some of these boots, and I came across this Justin George Strait boot, and it's been a long time since I did a review on a Justin, and I needed to check out the George Strait line. So let's get into it.
I'm just here to connect ya, and then I'll be on my way.
I see a lot of you guys searching for information on George Strait Justin boots, so I was really excited to find this one here at Al's Bootery in Billings, Montana, and it looks nice. It has a really pretty shape to it. The stitching and everything looks great. There's a lot about this boot that I'm excited to break down, so let's get straight into the rundown. This is Justin model number GR8007, and it features full grain leather on the foot and the shaft, this really nice black color, and it also has a wide square toe with a double stitched welt, a natural finish on that outsole. It comes in at around 11 inches tall and features a really nice 6-row stitch pattern of a really light blue or green and white. It looks like it was done by machine. For a heel, we have what looks to be a 1-inch roper style heel of compressed leather. This doesn't look like a true stacked leather heel, but it does look like it could be a bonded leather of some sort. Bonded leather is similar to particle board with wood, like it's just the scraps and the dust of leather all combined together with some glue to make a leather heel. So by definition it is leather, but it's not like some of the other stacked leather heels that we see on this channel. For an outsole, I'm a fan of this. You guys know how much I love the hybrid outsole, which is a combination of leather and rubber. This rubber is meant to protect the area of the boot that will see the most wear. If you get a hole in your leather outsole from wearing it so much, most of the time it's in this area. So a hybrid rubber outsole here that covers that area is going to make this boot last much longer, because it's going to protect the area of the sole that will see the most wear. It also gives you a little bit more traction in this area. Plus, another advantage to a hybrid outsole is that you get that clean edge along the side. A lot of rubber outsoles get really kind of chunky and heavy. So this could also be used as a dress boot if you wanted to, because you maintain that clean leather edge, and it just looks spectacular, and it's not as heavy as a boot with an entire rubber outsole would be. On the inside, it is leather lined with what feels like a pigskin leather, and we also have a non-removable foam oh, it is removable. At least I hope it is. It was a little difficult to get out. Yeah, this is removable. Okay, so we have some cloth on top and a nice foam that kind of feels like it has a little bit of gel in it. It's not like a lot of other insoles that I've seen, and it's also pretty thick too. This is a little bit thicker than what I usually see in some other insoles. This has some promise to it. I'm looking forward to trying this on. This is also made in Mexico and comes in at $189.95 here at Al's Bootery, which seems like a pretty good deal for everything that you're getting here. So let's try this boot on and see how it looks and feels. That insole is definitely a little bit more cushiony than I expected it to be. That thickness is coming in handy. That's a comfy feeling right when you put the boot on. I still prefer the traditional hard leather insole, so the vintage Justin feel, the way they used to make boots, I still think is a little bit better, but this does bring the price down. If they were continuing to make boots like that, it would be a little bit more expensive. The boot is also really light, which I find valuable. It's nice to feel a light boot, especially for a dress boot. I would kind of consider this a dress boot just because it does have some things about it that I wouldn't want to work in all the time. Like, that heel is not the best quality, but again, that's what you're gonna get with a lower price tag. So you gotta remember this, boots are worth what they're worth for a reason. So when you come across a $300 boot or a $500 boot, it's that price because the materials that they used in the boot and the craftsmanship and the experience that they have warrants that. But this is a nice feeling boot that's really light, and that insole is comfortable. Here's the POV of the boots with that wide square toe. You know, personally, I'm not the biggest fan of mixing the natural brown with blacks. I kind of like a black outsole on my black boots, but that's just my preference. I know lots of you guys like this look. It is a classic look for sure, and there's nothing wrong with it when it comes down to it. Guys, so for the price of this Justin George Strait boot, model number 8007, I think it's a pretty good deal. It's a comfortable boot. It has a hybrid outsole. It's not common to find a hybrid outsole on a boot under $200. So I feel like Justin is, you know, offering a good deal here. I have a few concerns about this boot just after the quick impression. It seems like the way that this was constructed, it was machine lasted in Mexico, which means a machine took this boot and wrapped it around what they call a last, which is basically the shape of a foot, so that they can make these different sizes of boots, right? And when you machine last a boot, it stretches out a little bit more. So this boot might end up breaking in really, really sloppy. Hand-lasted boots cost more to produce because you have one person stretching that leather as far as it will go, and leather stretches differently from different pieces. So it's all different, and the machine will stretch a piece of leather exactly the same every single time. So that's why it might break in a little bit sloppy, and I also say that because it looks like the glue construction down here at the end of this 3/4 welt is just a little bit sloppy as well. So I think there are a lot of machine processes in this boot that bring the price down, and that's why I'm a little bit hesitant to recommend this boot as a work boot. But as a dress boot, I think it's a really good way to go. So if you need a budget dress boot and you like the wide square toe, this has the hybrid outsole, which is always a really good way to go, to have a longer lasting sole, and it has a comfortable insole as well. I could see wearing this boot on stage. You know, you get a little bit less slippery features and a little bit more traction in case you're jumping around playing the guitar or playing the bass, or you need a little bit of rubber if you're playing the drums. So it would definitely be a good show boot. So it makes sense that it comes in on the George Strait line. Let me know what you guys think of the George Strait Justin boot 8007 down in the comments. Thank you so much for watching today. If you are ever passing through Billings, Montana, definitely stop here at Al's Bootery and Repair Shop. I love it. They got lots of boots both upstairs and down here in the basement. You can call them at this number if you are interested in purchasing this boot, and they will ship to you if you are in the United States. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing. It really goes a long way to help me bring you more content from these awesome boot stores. I'll see you guys around. Peace.
Now those George Strait boots are made by Justin, with a hybrid sole priced reasonably. Yeah, those George Strait boots are made by Justin. It's a great dress boot for you and me. Thank you so much for watching today. Why don't you check out this other video up here from Al's Bootery and Repair Shop. Or I got a music video down here that I think you might enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you next time.